Hey guys, here's another edition of Breakdown Betty, the 1987 Dodge D100 that I work on all the time. So, the problem we were having was an overcharging problem on the battery. It was 15 plus. And what alerted me to this originally, my amp meter doesn't work in the truck, which I didn't know that. But what alerted it to me was the alternator started squealing. It was a remanufactured alternator. I don't know how old it was. I've only owned the truck for about 8 months now or so. So I knew the bearing was going bad or whatever, so I replaced that anyway. But before I replaced it, I checked the volts, and it was 15 plus, and it just went up as it revved. So changed the alternator. No more squealing, but still the exact same problem, 15 plus. So then you go to the voltage regulator, and I tested the voltage regulator, and I couldn't get it to work. The ones that are on the YouTube on how to test it, they said it's supposed to be 1.75 ohms on 20,000 setting on your voltmeter, on your digital meter. But mine was reading 16.8 or something. So I bought a new one, and it was reading 15.8. So that was lower. So I thought maybe that would work, and it did work a little bit. So it made, instead of 15 volts, it was 14.8 volts. So then I did some more research, and that blue wire on the voltage regulator, that gray box right back there, there's a blue and a green wire. The blue wire gets the signal from the ignition, and the ignition signal needs to be the same volts as the battery is showing. So the battery was showing 12.69, and that with the key on, that blue wire was showing like 12.49, so it was like 0.2 less. Okay, so I knew that was going to be a problem. So I did some more research, and it's like, a lot of the guys put a relay on this. I mean, I guess you could tear apart your entire harness. It's something to do with the key switch losing. But anyway, this took an hour to do or whatever. So, you got your 4-pin relay right here. Just look online. I'll post a diagram on here on how to do it. But it's really simple. I did some research for you on this. So, a lot of the diagrams were showing, like on the Dodge wiring, was showing that blue wire splices into the wire that goes to the field here. So I was saying, well, if I cut after that and supplied power to it, would it still get the appropriate power to the field? I wasn't sure. So I followed those wires back, the wire back, and it's a bunch of blue wires basically. So it's blue wire, goes back behind the drum, the booster, and that's where it's got the soldered splice of like 4 power wires, and then 4 power wires going out. So from the keyed ignition. So I followed the blue wire to that bulk, the soldered connection, cut it, and that's where I put all my connections for the relay. And I figured out the field was just another blue wire coming off that same connection, goes to a connection here with several other wires, and then travels down the engine and then goes to the field. So that was still going to get its power. So I don't know if that's a problem, if it's not getting the same voltage, but anyway, I went ahead and put the relay on there. Again, a relay is just basically it's an electromagnetic switch basically that supplies direct power from your battery to the source that you want to go to. But it uses that ignition switch to turn it on and off. So when you splice into that wire, one point of this relay goes back to your goes to the side that goes back to your ignition, and then the other one that you cut goes to the voltage regulator, goes to the direct power, and then of course you have ground, and then one goes to one goes to the ground from the trigger to the ground, and then one from the power source to where you want it to go. So there's plenty of diagrams online on how to do that and videos on how to do that. But it worked. So anyway, I fired it up. It was 14.6, and when you revved it up, it didn't go up any higher. So that should prevent. And then one thing I've learned in the past, when you get a brand new alternator, sometimes they charge a little bit higher for the first, month or so, and then they might settle down to like 14.3 or something like that. So if you have any comments, just let me know, or if you have any wisdom on this. I'm just bumbling through it like everybody else. But anyway, it's got old Betty back on the road here. And we'll go from there. Thanks for watching.